Well, hello, beautiful artisans. Happy Tuesday. We finished the Boro Sashiko inspired utility apron. It is upon completion enough so I could get on here and show it to you and talk to you. I'll give you a couple little tips on how I finish it up. So I'm going to stand up. For those of you who are new to the program, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And it's our way to give the earth a little hug. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for coming back. I love your suggestions, your ideas, all of it. And I know some of you are working on projects like this right now. So I'm going to move the chair a little bit. And so, we were adding the pocket. So I'm just going to come up close and talk to you a little bit about the pocket. So the pocket is a full-on pocket. I didn't do anything but sew it on. And then I just added a little adornment of the heart. Now you notice over here I have another heart. You see the heart? And I did a little seed stitching with a couple of different colored threads. And then I just did a little whip stitch right around the heart to add it. And look, if you look at this, this is how the mind works. There's more hearts on here I didn't even realize. You may have, but I didn't, right? Here in this fabric right here, there's hearts. So, and there's another one we sewed on, the buffalo. It's an upside down heart. And so those are the hearts I added. And now this utility apron fits with the back open, which is beautifully comfortable. It's just lovely. So the back straps fall to fit you whatever your stature is. I had this on this model a few minutes ago, and it just kind of set beautifully on it, but the model is very, very small. This is small, so you can't really tell with the video. But a couple of things I want to give you, a couple of tips, is whether you're adding a backing to your Boro Sashiko utility apron or not. What you want to do is take these little picking scissors. If you use these larger scissors, they don't really work well, I believe anyway, in allowing you to get very close to the fabric and snip off those teeny tiny little threads that may be meandering or lifting. So that's the first thing I do, and I'm going to show you in the back. I want to show you, first of all, I'm going to show you like this. So you see, fraying is an inherent part of the aesthetic of Boro Sashiko pieces that I do. So when I see the little lifting like that, I just snip it, and I'm not done stitching at all. So, but I go through the apron. Usually I have this sitting on the table, but I'll go through and just kind of snip them like that, very close to the fabric. So now on the back side, okay, I did a little trimming here of some of the fabric, and I'm going to do a little more detailed trimming. But if you look at the back of it, okay, this, by the way, this is very light. I am very surprised on how lightweight this is, because this is about 37 inches long, approximately around there. And because I had cut off, as you know, a few inches because I thought it was really way too long. And then I cut it to, I left it at about 40 on the width. So that came in a tiny bit too. So you're going to have some pulling in inevitably when you do your running stitches, like that's a given, but not so much that it made a difference at all. But so when I am whether I'm going to add a backing or not. I want to clean up the back side. So I get a teeny tiny, at first I was using a embroidery needle or sashiko stitching needle, and I was kind of just kind of weaving the extra excess thread in and out of the running stitches. So let me show you here. Okay, here's a longer piece right here. Here's a long piece. Oh, I think I'm still sewing with that one. So we'll use this one. And so all I do is just kind of pull it through the running stitch that it's at, and then I pull it through the next running stitch. And it doesn't matter, you're just kind of trying to get it to weave. Okay, so then I'm going to pull it through the next one, and you can go opposite directions, and then that's just kind of enough. And then I put a teeny tiny little knot, and because I don't want to make it super tight up against the fabric, because I don't want it to pull if there's any washing, so I just do a little knot, and then I just snip it off, and I'm trying to show you which one. It's right here. So that's much neater. So there's a number of them here. Here's a green, and I'll show you with the green. We'll pull it through the or where is that? Here it is. We'll pull it through the running stitches that are right next to it, which are the black. And because it doesn't matter, you're on the back side, so you can pull them through different stitches as long as they are, you know, close by. So you can see right here. Okay, so now I'm going to put a tiny little knot in there. If I can get a knot, because it's kind of short. Okay, I guess I can. And I'm going to clip it. So then it kind of just falls right in there, and it's not like a long piece hanging. It's not a bunch of knots. It's kind of woven. You're using your running stitches. Okay, so I feel like, okay, with Boro Sashiko, a couple things. With Boro Sashiko pieces, there's two schools of thought that I see out there, where you can totally leave the backing full with its stitches nice and neat, weaving them in like that, or letting them stay longer and just weave themselves in. So that's another method. Or you can put a backing on. Will the backing make it really super heavy? With the other piece I did over here, which I'm going to grab right now, this piece is heavy, but this Boro Sashiko inspired apron, utility apron, is also much longer and much wider. So I sized this one to be more of an average size. So this is a large and a tall, and this was made created more out of my piece that I had already made, and I wanted to make a utility apron. So that's how that one is. And then the other apron that we made, this was the first one we all made together. So this just was kind of whipped together like super fast. So, oops, sorry. This is the thing, when you're holding up your utility apron, the best way to find the front, okay, this one does have a pocket. It has a pocket there, and of course this one has a pocket. And but you want to get your either use your pocket as your guide, or get your two front straps there. And but anyway, I'm gonna tell you something. Seriously, I am hooked on these utility aprons. I am hooked. Now this one does need, I'm just gonna stand up again. This one does need more, if I can put my, here, let me put this down a little so you can see it kind of falling right here. Okay, so you can see how long it is. It's just lovely. But I am definitely hooked on these. There are so many ways that you can make your Boro Sashiko utility apron. This one right here, we didn't even put any patches on it, and I adore this. I would like to put more Sashiko stitching on here, maybe, you know, more decor with the Sashiko stitching for the pocket. But this really was a prototype. I was throwing it together. I love the fabric on this. That's why you see me wearing that one a little more often. But I love this one. It's equally as light. It feels really good. It's super simple to put together. I mean, if you want to, let's say you have sewing skills and you're like, well, wait a minute, I want to shape it a little, I want to do this, I want to do that. Do it, because it doesn't take away from the fact that you're using your Boro technique to build and design the apron. You absolutely still can call it Boro inspired, because it is, right? And the other thing that I was considering was doing some stipple stitching through the whole thing through my sewing machine. And so I'd like to try my hand at that, along, just like I've done with some of my Boro Sashiko coin bags and my Boro Sashiko bracelets and even my hats. So I kind of like to do that with the apron, and it will change the texture of this for sure. But it's a larger piece, so it'll probably be almost not be like a broadcloth because we have all the patches. But I'll tell you, you can take a piece of fabric like this and create your Boro inspired apron with just eyelets of designs of Boro. So that's another one I want to do. Maybe that's the next utility apron that I do with you. Now, the next project I am going to share with you is a crochet project. Super simple, but a friend of mine has requested me to make her a hat. So it's an order. And so I'll share with you. It's going to be a granny square, and I'm just going to whip through it. But I feel like I want to do a few versions of it for like the spring. So we'll be doing a few of those for the crocheters out there who love your crochet. Come on, jump on board. Oh, and I want to show you my beautiful little orchid up there. Look, it's reaching for the sun. Even though it's 15 degrees out today, it's reaching for the sun. Is that just beautiful? Anyway, so I hope that you love the apron. So yeah, use a teeny tiny little crochet hook to get your threads kind of woven in to the to your running stitches on the back part of your apron. Clean up the threads with your tiny little Pekin scissors. They allow you to cut close to the fabric as opposed to these. You can't get really, really close. So fraying is an inherent part of your Boro Sashiko, well, at least the way I do my Boro Sashiko inspired pieces. And let's see, is there anything else? I can't think of anything else, but those were the two main things I kind of wanted to share. So I'm going to stand up again and try to get back here, so you can see a little bit more. Look how beautiful the the yellow and the yellow heart. I knew that yellow heart would jump out. Now, I had initially picked yellow for the pocket, but I went with the jean pocket because I put it up against it and I just loved it. Loved it. So it just worked out really, really. And you see the little heart kind of popping out. I don't know if you can see that, but this is a little heart popping out from the pocket. And but anyway, it's just adorable. So you know, it's an original design. When you design with your heart, no pun intended, but it comes out, it's original, and when you're using all your scrap fabrics. So with that, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope you're inspired. If you have any questions on your project, let me know. Oh, and one thing, before we do the next video on the hat, we'll probably do it in the same day. It will probably be tomorrow. And so one video will be on the book. So we've got to do that. We should do that tomorrow. And then our next project video probably should be the next day, or vice versa. But that's what we'll do. Those are the next few videos. And with that, I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. And stay warm and love and light.